Jorge Mario Bergoglio, the man who would become Pope Francis, began his life in Flores, a humble neighborhood in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Born on December 17, 1936, he was one of 5 children in a working-class family. His upbringing instilled in him the values of hard work, humility, and empathy for the common man. Life in Flores was simple, but it nurtured in the young Bergoglio a deep connection with ordinary people and their everyday struggles. This early exposure to the realities of life in a bustling city like Buenos Aires would profoundly shape his worldview and his approach to faith. From a young age, Bergoglio demonstrated a strong sense of compassion and a desire to help those less fortunate. He would often spend his free time volunteering at local soup kitchens and visiting the sick. These experiences solidified his belief in the importance of social justice and the church's role in serving the marginalized. Buenos Aires, with its vibrant culture and stark social disparities, served as a formative backdrop for the future Pope Francis, shaping his values and setting him on a path of faith and service. Jorge's parents, Italian immigrants seeking a better life, instilled in him the importance of education. He attended local schools, showing an early aptitude for chemistry, which led him to pursue a technical degree. While his early career path seemed set, a profound experience during a casual visit to a church ignited a different calling within him. He felt a strong pull towards the priesthood, a calling he could not ignore. This pivotal moment marked a turning point in his life. This decision to embrace the priesthood wasn't a rejection of his scientific mind, but rather a fusion of his intellectual curiosity with his spiritual calling. This approach, blending the rational with the spiritual, would become a hallmark of his ministry. After completing his technical degree, Jorge decided to follow his heart and dedicate his life to God. He entered the seminary, embarking on a journey of theological study and spiritual formation. This period of intense learning and reflection further deepened his faith and solidified his commitment to serving God and humanity. In 1958, Jorge entered the Society of Jesus, commonly known as the Jesuits, renowned for their intellectual rigor and commitment to social justice. This choice aligned with his own values and his desire for a faith that engaged with the complexities of the world. As a Jesuit novice, he immersed himself in study, prayer, and service, embracing the order's emphasis on discipline and self-reflection. He delved into philosophy, theology, and humanities, seeking a deeper understanding of God and the human condition. His Jesuit formation instilled in him a deep commitment to social justice, a value he would carry throughout his life. He witnessed firsthand the plight of the poor and marginalized, particularly during his time teaching in Jesuit schools. These experiences solidified his belief in the Church's obligation to be a voice for the voiceless and a defender of the oppressed. His dedication to the Jesuit ideals of intellectual pursuit, spiritual growth, and service to others, particularly the poor, would come to define his ministry in the years to follow. After years of dedicated service and study, Jorge Mario Bergoglio was ordained as a priest in 1969. He quickly rose within the Jesuit order, serving as a provincial superior and rector of a seminary. His leadership qualities, marked by humility, intellectual depth, and a genuine concern for others, did not go unnoticed. His ability to connect with people from all walks of life, listening intently to their joys and sorrows, made him a beloved figure. In 1992, his unwavering commitment to his pastoral duties led to his appointment as auxiliary bishop of Buenos Aires. This was a significant step in his journey, allowing him to serve the people of his beloved city in a more direct way. He embraced this new role with his characteristic humility, often choosing to live simply and travel by public transportation. His actions spoke louder than words, demonstrating his belief that a true shepherd walks alongside his flock, sharing in their joys and struggles. Then, in 1998, he was appointed Archbishop of Buenos Aires, a position of great responsibility and influence. Section 5. A Shepherd of Buenos Aires, leading with humility and compassion. As Archbishop of Buenos Aires, Bergoglio continued to live a remarkably simple life, eschewing the luxuries often associated with high office. He chose to reside in a modest apartment rather than the Archbishop's palace, cooked his own meals, and traveled by bus. This commitment to humility resonated deeply with the people of Buenos Aires, who saw in him a man of God who lived what he preached. His actions were a powerful testament to his belief in the importance of simplicity and his desire to remain close to the people he served. His tenure as archbishop was marked by a deep commitment to social justice. He was a vocal advocate for the poor, frequently visiting slums and advocating for their needs. He spoke out against corruption and injustice, challenging the status quo and calling for a more equitable society. He believed in a church that was actively engaged in the world, working to alleviate suffering and promote human dignity. His unwavering commitment to the poor and marginalized earned him both admiration and criticism. Some saw him as a radical, a disruptor of the established order. However, for countless others, he was a beacon of hope, a man of God who stood with the downtrodden and challenged the powerful. Section 6. Navigating Argentina's crisis, a steady hand in troubled times. Argentina faced a devastating economic crisis in the early 2000s. During this tumultuous period, Archbishop Bergoglio emerged as a voice of reason and compassion. He spoke out against the corruption and economic policies that had plunged millions into poverty. He called for social and economic justice, urging those in power to remember their responsibility to the most vulnerable. His words offered solace and hope to a nation grappling with despair, but his actions spoke even louder. He opened church doors to the homeless, expanded soup kitchens, and created programs to support the unemployed. He understood that true leadership meant not just speaking out against injustice but also offering tangible aid to those suffering its consequences. His unwavering commitment to the poor and his courageous stance against corruption solidified his reputation as a man of the people, a true shepherd who stood with his flock in the darkest of times. Section 7. Re-evangelizing Buenos Aires, a focus on faith and action. Archbishop Bergoglio placed a strong emphasis on re-evangelizing Buenos Aires, seeking to bring the message of the gospel to those who had drifted away from the church. He believed that faith should not be confined to the walls of churches, but should be lived out in the streets, in homes, and in workplaces. He encouraged priests to leave their churches and engage with the people, to listen to their concerns, and to offer them a message of hope and love. He recognized that in a rapidly changing world, the church needed to find new ways to connect with people. He embraced new technologies and encouraged the use of media to spread the gospel message. He understood that faith needed to be relevant and accessible to people's lives, and he constantly sought ways to make that connection more meaningful. His efforts to revitalize the church in Buenos Aires focused not only on bringing people back to the church but also on empowering them to live their faith through acts of charity and service. He wanted to create a church that was not just an institution, but a living, breathing community of believers committed to making a difference in the world. Section 8. Pope Francis, a new era for the Catholic Church. The world watched in astonishment on March 13, 2013, as white smoke billowed from the chimney of the Sistine Chapel, signaling the election of a new pope. The announcement that Cardinal Jorge Mario Bergoglio of Argentina had been chosen as the 266th pope sent shockwaves throughout the Catholic Church in the world. He chose the name Francis, after Saint Francis of Assisi, the humble friar known for his love of the poor and his commitment to peace. This choice of name was a clear indication of the direction he intended to take the church. His election marked a historic moment as he became the first pope from the Americas, a testament to the growing global nature of the church. From the moment he stepped onto the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica, Pope Francis captivated the world with his warmth, his humility, and his message of mercy and compassion. His simple style, his emphasis on serving the poor, and his call for a more merciful church resonated with Catholics and non-Catholics alike. Section 9. A legacy of hope and reform, Pope Francis's enduring impact. Pope Francis's papacy has been marked by a deep commitment to reform and renewal within the Catholic Church. He has challenged the Church to be less bureaucratic and more compassionate, less focused on rules and more focused on love. He has called for a church that is a poor church for the poor, a church that walks alongside the marginalized and the forgotten, offering them hope and healing. His papacy has been a breath of fresh air for many, a sign that the church is capable of change and renewal. He has not shied away from addressing some of the most challenging issues facing the church and the world today, including climate change, economic inequality, and the refugee crisis. His papacy has been marked by a spirit of dialogue and openness, a willingness to listen to different perspectives and to engage with the world in all its complexity. He has called for a more just and merciful world, urging people of all faiths and backgrounds to work together for the common good. Pope Francis's legacy is still being written, but it is clear that he is a transformative figure who has left an indelible mark on the Catholic Church and the world. His message of hope, compassion, and love continues to inspire millions around the globe.